Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining us. It's welcome to CrowCast episode 74. Cannot believe it. Coming up very shortly. I'm so excited about this. Mr. Dan Hawkins will be joining us very shortly. Incredible run. How are you, bud?
Yes, man. I mean, we're both fans of the Darkness and Stone Gods as well, which we get to talk about that band as well, which is brilliant. We had Richie Edwards on for anybody who caught that episode. He let a few cats out of the bag,
Yes.
and we'll be asking Dan the same questions. And it's just exciting. It's just great to have him on. We obviously just played a show with him at Steelhouse Festival. Got to see the boys about. Busy time as well, so we didn't really get a time to chat. And this is what tonight's all about. Now we can actually see what he's done throughout his musical career. It's a bizarre way to catch up and really get to know anyone, but I think we're used to it now after 74 weeks, man.
It is a bit because, as you said, we were up in Steelhouse and we could see the boys when they arrived and stuff. And, they're just a few feet away from us. And you don't want to sort of intrude because, they got their stuff to do. We had our stuff to do. But here we are now, a couple of weeks later. I'm going to have a chat. And miles away, like in another room. Insane. But that's just the way the world is these days. But cannot wait to have a chat with Dan. Incredibly talented. Really looking forward to that. How is everybody? Crow family, you can see all the comments. What's up, everybody? Sarah Powell, Claire Kidd, Janet Page. What's up, everyone? So good to see you. Thank you so much for your support, as always. Tuesday live at 9.
Ooh, Ann Walter, 5 more sleeps. 5 more sleeps.
What could she be talking about, Ronnie?
Could she be talking about? Incredible. 5
Indeed.
more sleeps. Yes, a big one. Just a reminder, I don't know if you can read this out for the guys, Shane.
Here we go. Cardiff Castle, all ages admission policy. All ticket holders 14 and under must be accompanied by an adult at all times. All ticket holders 18 plus must provide proof of age and obtain a wristband in order to be served at the bar. All ticket holders 11 plus must provide proof of a negative lateral flow test taken no more than 24 hours before entry to the site.
So yeah, for anybody wanting to know what we're talking about, if you've just tuned in or if you were waiting for Dan to come on, basically we're playing Cardiff Castle on Sunday, 29th of August. We're going to be joined by Cardinal Black and Scarlet Rebels. It is sold out now. You can't get tickets. If there are any tickets available, because a few people, sadly, they've tested COVID, Shane, which is it's tragic. Like, it's tragic.
I know.
I have to bring it up. I have to bring the C word into it. So yeah, jump on Those Damn Crows fan page. There's a lovely thread that's been put up. So you can keep an eye on that. And tickets have been available throughout the week, so maybe €1 or €2 there. So it is definitely worth checking in on that. It's just so exciting, isn't it, dude? Five sleeps, like.
Yeah, it is. But going back to COVID and stuff, obviously the big festivals have happened. Yeah, it's inevitable in there that a few are going to drop off, I guess. But I think this is the times, but this is how it's going to be. I think, you book a gig and then you got to do a test and then, oh crap, I've got COVID. Thankfully, it's not as bad as it was. Like, people are ill, but not, anything more. But yeah, it's a sign of the times, bud. And as Ronnie said, our family are incredible. So if there aren't any spare tickets, they will tell them all on the fan page and stuff. So there we go, B. Edward. There are some available on the fan page right now.
There we go. Thank you, B. Yeah, because I've seen a few people asking for tickets, and obviously everything's just changing daily. Like, so we're completely aware of the events. Tragically, this week, I've seen on the old socials that Black Star Riders had to pull out of the headline slot, and fair play to Uriah Heep stepping in for Stone Dead Festival. That was incredible and absolutely tragic for Ricky and the boys, because like we've become good friends with Ricky now. We know how excited he was, and he planned other warm-up shows. But like you said, Shane, it's just the way forward. And you could have that attitude of, oh, well, I'm just going to wait for it to get back to normal. But everybody kind of needs the support now, really. So, and not just bands in the industry and stuff, but everybody needs music in their life. So, you've just got to take that plunge. What's that saying? Oh, it's Kieran Evans, is it? If there's one spare ticket, give me a shout, guys. My eldest son asked. There we go. Kieran, if you go onto the fan page, I've seen a few people who have, sadly, they just can't make it, which is, it's just tragic, like, so.
Yeah.
There we go, Jane.
Actually, there's more tickets than I thought.
I know.
Is anybody coming or what? Is anybody coming to the show?
But it's just the times we're living in, and it's, it's something great to hit upon. Like I said, other festivals, other bands are cancelling tours or shows, because not just us, it's the tech we surround ourselves with, the techies, and we do come in contact with a lot of people now, so anything can happen. Like, it's just gutting, man. But yeah, guys, if you have got a ticket, go and spare, or if you're after tickets, please, like I said, go onto the fan page, and you can see now everybody's trying to sort each other out, which is brilliant. I love that, Alex. So you're sorting Kieran out. See, that's brilliant. That is straight away. Everybody's kind of hooking everybody up, which is how it should be, like,
Incredible.
Yeah, Grant is buzzing for us. So are we, Grant. Would everybody like to see a little peek of the new merch that will be available Sunday? It's not available before Sunday. It is available Sunday. Would anybody like to see a bit of a peek of it? Is there people saying yes? Oh, yes. Lisa Robson, nope. She said nope. See you in Norwich. Okay, should we show him? Should we give him a bit of a peek? Should we?
Go on then.
Ooh, pick a number, Shane, between 1 and 5.
Let's go straight in for number 1.
Boom.
Ooh, look at this. It's a lyric tee. You gotta fight to be you. See what we did there? See what we did? It's a PU lyric t-shirt. We've gone with black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. We haven't gone our colors before. So that will be available in Cardiff. What number's next? Oh, it's a Crow zipped hoodie. Bit of a new logo there. So that will be available in Cardiff. Oh, what's this? This one is very clever. And I can't remember why. But this is another lyric t-shirt. You've got to hit the lows to feel the highs. And apparently this particle here is dopamine, which is the good. Is that right? Am I right in saying that? The good.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Is the good gene. And then we got this other lyric. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in, which is sick of me.
And then should we see the last one? Yeah. The last t-shirt, or is it the last t-shirt? But the last one for now, which is available at Cardiff Castle. And my mouse has just run out. There you go. Look at that.
Look at that. It's a castle, it's a dragon, and a crow high-fiving. High five.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
They're doing a Borat. High five. What else do you want on a t-shirt? A crow, a dragon, a castle, high-fiving. Outstanding.
I'm with you. So, yeah, all those t-shirts available this Sunday at Cardiff Castle. Yeah, go to the merch table. They will be available there. Which is fab, isn't it? Absolutely fab.
Right? Incredible. Looking forward to it. 5 more sleeps. I'm not even sleeping. I'm so excited about it.
I love that. Mike Ashtroff. Unbelievable, Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Name Jeff?
I think he's fibbing there, Mike.
Yeah, you're lying, Mike.
You're lying there. Anyway, that's enough waffling on. We'll talk about the castle later when the boys come on. Plus, there's loads more to talk about as well. But shall we have a guest?
Ladies and gentlemen, Crow family, please welcome the super talented Mr. Dan Hawkins.
Oh, hello.
Hey. What's happening, bud?
How's it going, guys?
Very well. Very well.
I just had to knock one out over that last t-shirt design. It was just,
It's what pays the bills, man. It's what pays the bills. It's really good to meet you, Dan, because we were saying earlier, it's really bizarre. We've come across you guys in a few festivals, but it's always that bizarre world when you're in a band of trying to find the right time to come up and say hello because there's always people around or there's always press to do, and then you're trying to get ready for a show. And now we're in 2021. post pandemic, this seems to be the new way to say hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's definitely healthier this way, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's funny with festivals, isn't it? It's I always find it where you arrive and normally you've been on a long journey and you're kind of recovering from the journey and then trying to get some sleep during the day, and then you wake up just before you go on stage and it all starts again, doesn't it? Well, that's my experience anyway.
Rock and roll, absolutely, dude. So things have been in lockdown. How's that been for the Darkness? Have you been rehearsing much and stuff?
Well, we don't rehearse really. Truth be told, maybe kind of if we haven't seen each other for a while, we'll get together for maybe like a day. But our rehearsals are it's just a calamitous affair, really. Normally everyone's just trying to remember what's going on, and Justin trying to sort of throw us off the scent and nuts about as much as he can, just to make light of the thing. Make light of the fact of how bad we sound, and that's it. And then the time runs out, and it's like, well, okay, time to go. Okay.
Is it literally just sending tracks over and just learning your parts and then just get on stage and do your business?
Well, I mean, when you're recording stuff, you played it so many millions of times before, you actually hit record. It's all muscle memory, isn't it? You guys know. It's like I don't think we're not really the most technical of bands, so it's more about just trying to not fall over.
I love that.
Yeah, because it's just kind of, it's not about getting it right for us. It's about just going for it, and as I say, like trying not to crash into each other or fall off the stage most of the time.
Yeah. So is it what's it like then, Dan? Like I mean, I call the boys my brothers, but I mean I went to school with these boys. They feel like my brothers, but I've got a brother. What's it like being in a band with your brother?
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I mean we kind of have that I guess telepathy, I suppose, where we don't have to. We don't really even argue. We don't argue that much because we know exactly what each one of us is thinking before we said it. It's normally a case of us trying to get across the idea to the other guys, I guess, in a way, because we know what we're doing, really, I suppose. So that's easier, really. But I mean, I think when you're in a band with someone, at any point in time, you end up having that kind of like brotherly thing anyway. I found it's like, you're kind of almost like on a tour of duty, aren't you? And the experiences you go through and the intensity of it, you end up having that kind of bond. So I'd say I'm the same. The other two are like brothers to me as well. And most people I've been in a band with, it ends up being like that.
Yeah. But did you and your brother always have that musical sort of spark, like from early on?
Yeah, I mean, we from 8 years old, I guess, maybe even earlier than that. I mean, my parents are like massively into music, and my earliest memories are of trying to get to sleep while they're sort of just cranking it. They're big believers in the children, that you shouldn't be quiet for children, that they should adapt to their environment, like whether they like it or not. So my earliest memories are just them pumping the tunes on a nightly basis, and then it going off at the weekend as they have their mates round, and I guess in a way I try to keep that going, really. In my household, it's no holds barred. Anyone can make as much noise as they want, really.
Yeah, I was the same, dude. My childhood, I remember like my family, well, my father in particular was extremely musical, but like played guitar and sang and stuff. But like we didn't have our family, our cousins, our uncles and aunties, and they would just be a party, whether it be in our house or their house, it would be alternate. And he was just, as a kid, you'd be trying to fall asleep on the sofa, and the party goes on till stupid o'clock. That was my childhood too.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think a lot of people think that and I'm sure it is the case for a lot of people, a lot of musicians and artists, that they're reacting against something that maybe they had their, I don't know, they couldn't express themselves properly, or had a point to try and prove that they could do something that their parents didn't want them to. But it wasn't the case in our household. My parents were super supportive, and I remember when I got pretty good grades at GCSE, and my brother had started studying A levels, and he was in a year above me, basically. Well, I think actually technically he was 2 years above me, I think. So he was like straight A student at A level, psychology, English, and I can't remember what else it was he was doing. And so after the first year of A levels, he dropped out, and this is just as I was about to leave school. So, and it was like, oh my God, like, because he basically he thought, well, this is I can do this is fine, but this is not what I want to do with the rest of my life. I don't want an academic career. And right up to that point, I was kind of just assumed that I would sort of follow suit, follow the grades. I don't know, maybe become an English teacher or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when he said, right, I'm sacking it all off, and I want to go to some sort of music technology course in Huddersfield or whatever, and completely change tact. It was at that point I reassessed what I wanted to do, and I left school and I moved to London when I was 17. Kind of worked with my dad as a builder for about 6 or 7 months, and then I managed to get a job, and that was it. Because I just thought, well, London's that's where all the talented musicians are. I'll go there and become a famous musician, as you do.
Yes, that's what we did at 16.
Right here,
yeah.
Yeah. But coming back to the point, my parents were right behind that. They were like, brilliant. You know, you're going to be more successful at something that you love, completely more successful and happier doing that than anything else that you feel like you should be doing. So just go for it.
Kick-ass parents, man. That's exactly that's it, dude. So when was your? I heard that it wasn't the guitar what you started with; it was drums. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. I was hugely into drums. So
you
yeah,
play now, or?
So yeah, sometimes, you know, like, I mean, I do a lot of kind of pitches for advert music and things like that, and
cool.
And also I sometimes drum on my own on the demos.
Yeah,
because
it's
brilliant being able to realize a song without having to rely on a drum machine or programming and all that shit. I literally, I'll just get behind a drum kit. 5 minutes later, it's done, and then stick the bass on and whatnot. But I wouldn't say I was the best drummer in the world, but I'm pretty good at production, so I can kind of sort my mess out later. Yeah. I can. The turd will look the right shape, but I can manipulate it and varnish it perfectly enough to be able to present a decent recording of whatever it is the song is that I wanted to get across. But yeah, so I got my first drum kit when I was, I think, 9. And I was pretty much playing along to stuff like Toto, and also I was into like stuff like Nuclear Assault and early Metallica, and
yeah.
I was kind of into sort of thrash for a while when I played drums. I had I couldn't afford two bass drums or a double bass drum pedal, so I used to have two bass drum pedals on one bass drum, and when it would get to the double bass drum bit, I'd have to sort of shift my knee around, and it just looked horrific. And I did one gig when I was about 11, I think, at the school, and they all went pear-shaped because I got overexcited and went to whip my leg round from the hi-hat to the two bass drum pedals, and just knocked the snare flying itself. It was a mess. But yeah, so yeah, that's my drumming career in a nutshell, really.
And you thought Yeah, this is too stressful. I need to go into guitar.
too many things going on. No, it was well, actually, I started learning bass. Well, I had to say learning bass all the time. I was playing guitar, not because I thought I'd be a guitarist, but because I was really interested in how songs were written. And my brother, when I started playing drums, he instantly was playing guitar, and specifically lead guitar. And he had I'm self-taught, but he had a guitar teacher, so he technically is really good. So I think he was probably maybe 14 and I was 12, and he asked me to go and audition for this band he was in Lowestoft, which was it was the biggest sort of covers band in Lowestoft at the time, and their bass player had left, and because he was punching above his weight as well, because these guys were like 15, 16, and and so I went along and I got the gig. And it's funny because I was listening to it. So on my audition, it was there was a Rush song in there, and I Want to Run, which is not the easiest thing for a 12-year-old. Those were the two key players, and they were quite into sort of like progressive stuff and Genesis and whatnot. And so and I just thought, well, just focus on it and do that. So I became a bass player on that day, and then I was a bass player until I moved to London. So I actually moved to London as a bass player. So I'd say actually, like honestly, like my best instrument is bass. You know, I was all right on drums. I class myself as a competent rhythm guitar player, but bass I can, I can play stuff by level 42.
Yeah, boy. Outstanding.
Do you miss playing the bass in a band, or?
No.
That's fair enough. It's just a weird one because I've known musos for years, and some people, they say the same story as you just said, because I didn't know that, and they might have started off on bass. Like Dave's the same, isn't he, Shane? He was a bass player, but he plays guitar now. And certain people they play another instrument, but they still miss that instrument. They still miss being in a band with that instrument. So
I do like playing bass, like as I say before, like quite often, on this last album, because of the way that it was, the way we had to record it, I was building up the tracks with Rufus, and then sending like the finished kind of edit or whatever off to the boys, and I would always put a guide bass down just so it doesn't sound weird, and I always really love it when it's bass time. It's like just something, I don't know, I just love it. It's like, I think I learned playing along to records, so I've got all of those bass lines kind of installed in me, almost in my heart, because I couldn't afford an amp when I started. I had a bass, and it was the shittest bass of all time, but I couldn't afford an amp. So for a year, the way I would listen to my bass while I was playing along to records was I would just hold it to my heart with my chin like this, which is probably why I have a massive punch these days. But and you can actually feel the vibrations going through your heart, and it's you feel really connected to that instrument. There's just something about that, I think, which is maybe that's why so many bass players in the 80s had such high strats.
Yeah.
I don't need an amp. Just mic up my heart.
So one music, Dan, I don't know whether it be albums or bands that really sort of made you think, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to be that guy. I want to be that band.
I guess. I was quite into. It's a less difficult thing because I went through kind of when I was a drummer, I went through like a huge Lars Ulrich thing.
Yeah.
That was quite big for me. but also Toto. I was really into Toto. I mean, I was quite young. Not saying that you shouldn't be into Toto because they're amazing, but
they're amazing, yeah.
But it was, you know, I remember like back in the day when there were 4 channels, 3 actually, when I started playing, and you would have to set the VHS recorder for the one music program on BBC Two that was on at midnight, and then you'd come down the next day and like just pray that the thing had gone right, because it always used to go wrong and record the wrong channel, just break down in the middle of the night. And one of them was Toto Live at this stadium somewhere, and Jeff Beccari was the drummer at the time, and it was just absolutely mind-blowing, just blew me away, and I was just like gobsmacked, you know. Him and Phil Collins actually as well. When I was a kid, I was just when I was a drummer, just those 2 guys. It was like, this is what I want to be, you know. And then on the bass playing side of things, like I had a weird obsession with Tom Hamilton from Aerosmith when I was like sort of between 12 and 14. Not weird, it's not sexually weird. Not that would be weird, because, you know, he's an Aerosmith, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, forgive him. He's an Aerosmith.
Yeah, so, you know, and Paul McCartney at the time as well. And
yeah,
I was really into like as far as like songwriting goes, I was really into the Beatles and Neil Young and Teenage Fan Club were a massive influence on me. And then as I got more into rock, there was a moment where there's a double punch of like it was Thin Lizzy one year that my dad had given me this best of, and it's like, oh my god, that's the sound of my dreams. And then AC/DC the next year, and then that was it. And I think it was. There's no surprise that I sound a bit like Malcolm Young, I suppose. Like I had that same approach to rhythm guitar as him, and then when I play lead, I like to like harmonize with it, probably like Thin Lizzy do. I don't know, it's that root one probably. But AC/DC, Power Age in particular, and also for years when I was commuting in London, I had the live album they did that was post Phil Rudd. I think it was the other guy, but it's still an amazing sounding record. Like just the energy in it was just blew my mind. I mean, I think I listened to Fire Your Guns from that album. Probably I've listened to that must be 2,000 or 3,000 times. Every tube journey at 6 o'clock in the morning on my way to a shitty job I hated. Like I would have that blasting, and just thinking, yeah, you guys, you can all fuck off. I'm getting a bit sweary tonight. Sorry, kids.
To us.
It's nothing when we start going. No, I know. Well, when you did that covers band, then is that what transitioned into the darkness, or was there bands before that? How did you get into like writing your own stuff, or was that going on about the same time? Because you're about 14 when you joined that band, was it? Or
yeah. So I mean, my brother and I sort of would play music together, but we were quite different. As we had different musical tastes for years. So, and he was a bit older, and he was playing with other bands, and I was doing my own thing, and so it's quite hard to explain. I mean, basically, the last band I was in with Justin when we were both living in Lowestoft was a band called Lung Nugget, and I was the drummer, and I'd gone back to drumming to help these guys out, and that was mainly sort of grunge covers, and just sort of anything really, and it wasn't entirely serious. It was just making a load of noise, and then I moved to London, and he went to technical college in Huddersfield, music tech college in Huddersfield, and I started playing in bands in London, and it was a few years before he followed me down actually. So we were kind of just doing our own thing separately for years. So I'd say we only really played in a couple of bands together, like properly. But basically, the band, The Darkness, is the first band that he and I started and said, right, this is going to be serious. This is going to be our band, and this is what we're going to do. really focus on it. But before that, just genuinely playing bands for a laugh, and with the exception of that covers band that I was brought in, and he was the lead guitarist in, because that was kind of serious, even though we were like 12 and 14 or whatever, 13 and 14.
It's cool, man, because like before the album obviously exploded and you got the deal and everything, I remember like we were back and forth up to London, and I'd been in other bands back and forth to London, and I heard your name before like it erupted. Like, you know, it was because we both know the London scene. We've all been up there. It's such a it's vast. Like, you know, there's so many places you can play, and we just kept hearing about this band that everybody was talking about and what you were doing, and like yet again your brother was still the showman, doing all the moves and stuff, and A&R were always watching. And did you feel that it was happening, or was it just
always
a
watching,
long
never signing?
Yeah, because I didn't want to see that. I'm glad you said that. I don't know if it's noted anywhere, but that's what we were hearing, because obviously we had friends within the industry and they were like, you know, this band is turning heads, they're packing pubs and clubs, and yet again nobody's kind of picking them up at the moment. And then all of a sudden, bang, the album came out, and you know.
Yeah, I've always been a careerist, you know, like I've always taken my career very seriously at the expense of everything, really. And in a weird way, it's just the weirdest thing, because like when we've been in sort of bands and I've been in loads of bands that were just trying to do what we thought was the right thing to do, you know, that was like on point and that would get signed, and like, because everyone likes, I don't know, everyone I know, every musician I know has an incredibly broad base of music, and would be happy playing in any sort of band, really. Just being able to play for a living would be an amazing thing, wouldn't it? You know, so I don't know. It was kind of I've forgotten what the question was. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, because you said like obviously no one was signing, and
sorry, I got way off. So basically, yeah. So when we started The Darkness, it was you know, we were very serious about it, and I was very serious about it. But at the same time, we kind of detached ourselves from the idea of ever really playing the game or making any money out of it. We didn't care. It's like, in a way, we kind of we'd given up, like,
yeah,
you know, because it's like, well, look, we're going to do it, and we're not going to compromise. We're not going to care if people don't like us. You know, we're not going to care if A&R people come and see it and then don't like it. It doesn't matter, because if we like it and we really genuinely love it, then other people will, and it's just a matter of doing it until we've got a big enough fan base to try and survive. And if it all goes pear-shaped, we'll just be a Queen covers band and play at my auntie's pub. And that was literally that was it.
Yeah.
And so there was a long period, a good couple of years of playing in London, and the crowds were getting bigger and bigger. You know, it's like, and A&R guys would come and go, just thinking, scratching their heads, going, how the fuck are we going to market this? And I can't blame them, because it was so left field of everything at the time, and so in your face. It was like, yeah, I don't blame them, really. So, but it didn't matter to me. You know, it was just like, this is just brilliant. But I remember when we got actually paid some money for a gig. It was we were at the Monarch, which ended up being the Barfly in Camden.
Yeah.
We played yet another Saturday night slot, and we'd been doing that for probably about a year. And the promoter came up to us afterwards. We were at the bar. I was like, "Yeah, that's a brilliant one. Like, there's loads of people there tonight. You know, a couple of hundred people, whatever." And here you go, guys. And he gave us like 200 quid. And we're like, we've got 50 quid each. And like, we've just got no money. Like, that's like, you know, for us at the time, that's like a month's wages of like, that's what you can spend on beer in a month. And then we were just giving it for the night. And, you know, obviously it went that night. So it didn't, you know, it's very old school. We just didn't care. And I think that's when we made our best kind of music, and probably played our best gigs when we literally couldn't care less.
So it was Permission to Land, was that ready to, that was there, that was like, it was ready to go when you were signed, all the songs are ready to drop, like?
Basically, yeah, we've been playing those songs for about a year at that point. So like we had this little production studio in Willesden where we worked with Pedro, and where he and I were sort of co-producing it for about, I think it was probably about, that was nearly a year we were in there, and it was painfully slow because Pedro had his day job at another studio where I'd met him, and I had a job, and I think Justin was working at the time, and we were kind of trying to make this album in fits and spurts, like 2 or 3 hour stints a night. By the time everyone got to Wilson, having finished work in Chelsea, got home, got changed, it was like we had like 3 or 4 hours, and then leg it back to Camden to get drunk again that night, or whatever, and then double that with me just poring over every little thing, production wise. It just took absolutely forever. So I think we only ended up with 2 of the songs from that almost year-long session making it onto the record, which was Love's Only Feeling and I Believe and Think of Love. Actually did Out of My Hands as well, I think. But there's a big difference between the way those sound, and the rest of the album, which was like knocked out in 2 weeks when we finally managed to sort of like pull some money together to go and record the rest of the album. And we were in a hurry as well because the band's sort of notoriety was overtaking the output, so it was like, right, we really need to get this finished now. So we went up to the chapel and just blasted the rest out. So that's why that section of the record sounds pretty garagey, and those 2 sound like mega productions.
Yeah. So, like, as a musician, as a songwriter, obviously the 2 different hats, that Mr. Producer put the hat on. Did you know that this album, the songs, they could chart? Did you think, yes, these are commercial, these could be something, and then putting your producer hat on, because from my point of view, you can write something and you have an idea of how it should sound, and you could add this, blah, 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 and think, oh, I can't wait to get in the studio because it's going to sound like this. But it can also take away the love for that song. So what was the difference for you, Bud, as in writing it as the musician and then sticking your producer hat on?
Well, I mean, the reality is, like, so I was kind of in that sort of production partnership with Pedro for the first start of the record. Yeah. And then after the painfully slow progress and my complete sort of control freakishness over it, at one point Frankie said, "Look, can you stop doing this, please?" and then basically Pedro took over the rest, which it kind of suited the album really, because I got to put my overproduction stamp on those 2, which were both singles or whatever, and then the rest of it became this really sort of much more organic sounding, I suppose, record. So it actually was a blessing for the record in the end. Just for the fact that it might have taken 2 years, but during that sort of process, during that first early session, 100% was thinking, well, this just needs to be a massive worldwide smash, and why not? Because we only tried to write classics. Every song, it was all about the song, and everything was kind of, it still is to some extent. It was basically built up from acoustic ideas and movements that were as influenced by ABBA and the Beatles as they AC/DC or even like sometimes sort of garagey sort of punk rock. So so I really believed that, and then when I was kind of taken off the gig of production, I kind of carried on doing what I normally do, but I didn't have that mindset as in like, okay, what's this, everything needs to be mega mega catchy, and you know, those moments that you work on in productions, you know, you can influence things as a producer, I think.
Yeah.
In the way that certain sections of a song impact, and you can really make things ram things home that can make them sound more like hits. But the rest of the album, it's just like, well, let's just rock and enjoy this and have a laugh. And I remember like being in mastering and listening to it as a complete body of work, because it just sounded, for me, for years, for that year or whatever, when it was all kind of put together, it never sounded cohesive, never sounded like together. Like all these songs sounded so different, and they're all recorded in completely different ways. It's like, how's this ever going to work? What, you know, is anyone ever going to like this? Because most albums, like at the time and still, really, they're all done in one go, aren't they? They're not like you know, they're not like done over long periods of time in 3 different studios with 3 different producers, sort of thing. So, but it was nice to hear that when it finally all came together. But I still, in answer, without waffling on like I always do, no, I didn't think it was going to be a hit record. I thought maybe there's a chance that that we would basically get to make another record, but I certainly didn't expect it to go to #1 for weeks and weeks on end. Not in a million years.
It's just incredible. I mean, like I said, from an outsider, unbelievable, because you know, you hear how hard you guys had worked, and like you just said, now you've gone from £50 playing the barfly, and yes, you know, we're getting paid, and drunk it away in about an hour, and then the next thing you know, you're in the Brits, and you're collecting awards, and you're headlining major festivals, and everything was just, it was all about you guys. Do you know what I mean? It was just like bang, you were everywhere. Literally, it was unbelievable.
Remember Dave Grohl? Dave Grohl was doing an interview. He was like, "It's all about the darkness, man." It's like even Dave Grohl was saying, like, you guys were massive.
He's lovely,
massive.
I remember actually last week I was in the cinema with my oldest daughter, and we were watching Black Widow. Is it? The one
yeah.
Marvel stuff, and she's like, "Oh, she's brilliant. What's her name? Scarlett." I was like, "Scarlett Johansson." Yeah, I kissed her. Yeah. She was like, what? She was like, she wouldn't have even let you anywhere near her. It's like, no, it's true. It actually happened. But
you've got to tell us that now, Dan. You've got to tell us the story there.
And then, like, it was a peck on the cheek while she was handing me a Brit Award. You know, like.
All right.
Wicked.
Doesn't really count. I know it doesn't count.
It does. No, it does.
It does.
It all counts. It all counts, man.
Yeah, still counts.
No, it's incredible, and it just goes, like I said, it's a running theme of, we always say to bands on your, especially ones who are just releasing an album, or ones that have just kind of got a good break. You just got to keep working hard, man, and believe in yourselves, and you know, keep that mentality going within the band. And like you said, you guys just started having a laugh with it, and started enjoying what you were doing. And I think we reached a point of doing that, when Shane, you were just like, let's just get out and gig. Let's just don't worry about the industry. Let's fuck anything negative. Just put it outside, and let's just get in a van and remember why we got in a band, like, you know. And the moment we did that, it was just everything started getting better. Happening. Like,
it all starts happening, doesn't it? It's almost like it's the X factor that you need, because like when you're worrying too much about it and you're trying to plot a course for your career, it doesn't work like that in the arts, does it? It only works if what you're doing is omitting something like really powerful, and the first thing that counts for the most, I think, in a band is that everyone is just loving what they do and really getting out of it what they want, you know. And it's quite rare to get sort of 4 or 5 people on the same wavelength who have that same attitude, and this is why most bands are unsuccessful, because they stop, they give up, or they change, or they try this or they try that, or members leave or whatever, and you know, that's the lottery, isn't it? It's like finding the right people to be in a band with, and having that X factor of really not giving a fuck. And it's difficult. It's hard to be like that when you care so much about it. Yeah. That's the hardest thing, isn't it? Is to just let yourself go and just not worry about it, and not worry about what people think of you and stuff.
I found it refreshing personally, because I came from the background of stress and checking my MSN back in the day for A&R to get back to you, or an agent, or you're panicking, or your demos, why haven't they got back? It's been a month now. Or like you said, back and forth, because we live in Wales, we were literally back and forth. I mean, there was one stage, even when we were kids, when Shane, we were filling coaches, man. I mean, now we look back, I think, fuck, what idiots. We're filling like 52-seater buses and stuff, taking them up to London, lining the pockets of the promoters, heading back to Wales, and then going, that phone will ring now, and I think once we stop worrying about the phone, or people, like I said, jumping on board with what we're doing, and I remember Shane saying it before we were in the band, and he was just like, that's it. We're in charge of our own destiny, didn't he? Or something like that. Shane, it was like,
I think everybody gets consumed with somebody else is going to open that door for you. Somebody else is going to phone you, and then your career starts. Bullshit. Yeah. The only day your career starts is when you take control and start making decisions that are good for you, and watch that manifest and snowball into something. If you're connecting with the people, and the people are seeing your authenticity, your originality on stage, as you said, Dan, you're loving it. They are going to fucking love it. The minute we focused on that, then the doors opened. Not only then the doors opened.
Totally. You know what? I totally agree with you guys. It's like it's why X Factor is the worst thing that's ever happened for music. It's like everyone just thinks that it's down to the sort of gatekeepers to allow you to progress with your career. So fun, And the awful thing is that like kids are actually brought up to think that's real. That's the only way that someone else can do it, will give them access. And, it's terrible, really. I really fucking hate the X Factor. I won't have it. I hate all that, when like the way they build up the sob stories, which are... They are sad. But it's this whole thing, the way it's filmed, and then it's just like, it just drives me crazy. It's like, just sing your bloody song.
They haven't seen a band. They haven't seen a band 10 hours in a fucking van, have they? Do you know what I mean? 10 hours in a van traveling to a 4-hour gig because they've been stuck in traffic, and then they got to get on fucking stage for 30 minutes, not get paid, and then travel all the way back home.
Repeat for 10 years. Yeah. That was my story. Yeah, I mean, I was doing that for 10 years before I made a penny out of music in London. 11, in fact.
I think a lot of the musos, all the bands we speak to and all the musicians we come across, that's the road warriors. It's you're very, very lucky if you get to bypass that. If you get to bypass that level of sitting, you master like sitting and sleeping with a coat, or as you get savvy, as you get on in your career and you start taking a pillow, but you're arched up like that, or I've even slept on the floor on people's feet, just because. Yeah, well, as Shane knows, I'll sleep anywhere. But it's the case of you have to, it's those, and they create memories and stories, and I think they just make anything good. Even when you get your first good rider and you're like, fucking hell, look at the rider. Look at the rider. They've given us more than 2 bottles of water. This is incredible. So it just makes those moments special, man. And I bet that was same with you guys when you went up that level. I mean, we always talk about it as in levels with bands, and when you jumped that level, and as you said, you were almost catching up because your success was just growing by the hour, not even by the day, really. It was just, it was exploding, so.
When we played the Astoria, rest in peace, it was just as we released Growing On Me. And a lot of people think that we were signed by them, but we weren't. We put that out ourselves, and it went to number 11. at the same time we played the Astoria, and we oversold it. Like so it was they let probably 200 people in more than they should have done. It was absolutely rammed. And when we turned up for that gig, we didn't even have a lighting guy. It was the in-house guy, and we didn't. The stage, we got there, and it was like, right, what are we going to do with this? Like, and they had all these tables that were for the DJ, because it was like it was on a Friday night, so there was a big club night on every Friday at the Astoria. So they were just waiting in the wings. I was like, oh, can we use those? So they were like, yeah, if you want. So I got all these tables, and I put them. You could fit a Marshall just inside them. So we sort of put all our Marshall stacks just in front of these tables, like just on the edge of with them stabilizing these tables. And then so I created just in this with a flight case lid on each end of the step, like a walkway behind the drum kit, you know. And the thing was like wobbling about like you wouldn't believe. It was an absolute death trap. I mean, health and safety nightmare, you know, with this like just much sound to light show going on in a sold out Astoria, and it was all just like rockers, you know. I'll never forget that gig. It was just couldn't believe it, and we were still unsigned. and what's annoying is that like you know, in the press, like there's this thing about the Arctic Monkeys were the first band ever to sell out the Astoria unsigned, and it's just not true. That's, you know, it's just not true. It was us. So there you go. Love you, Arctic Monkeys, but
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Incredible, bud. I mean, the album is phenomenal. I educated my son; he's 8, and for years, bud, since yeah, there it is. Oh shit, I've forgotten the song.
You wouldn't get away with that nowadays, would you? Ladies behind on an album.
Yeah.
It does look like Scarlett Johansson from behind, to be honest. But hey, I know someone who's kissed her. But my son, he's 8, and for years, bud, since this album came out, whenever I'm looking for my car keys, I just shout, "Give me the keys!" Like that, right, all the time. And he thought that was Dad messing around until I was in the car and I played your album. He's like, "That's what you say." I was like, "Yeah, but Justin does it a bit better than me." But
that's pretty good, to be fair.
I love our song, "Stuck in a Rut," amazing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites to play live. I love it because it's just about, you know, getting out. You know, it's all the references in there are very sort of very knowing about like where we come from.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's on a successful album, it still baffles me, really. You know, it's talking about the Barnby Bends. I mean, you know, it's just crazy.
And it'd be rude as well not to mention, because we had your mucker on, and one of our favorite albums, and this is genuine now. I gotta say it. One of our favorite albums is This Beauty. Mate, honestly, we were saying this to Rich, and we were like, there is such in Wales such a cult following who love Stone Gods.
Really?
I don't know if he's told you that, or because I met Toby years ago, and then I met Richie via the Bullet Boys and stuff like that, and that's all I used to keep on to him. And then they were stupid enough to give me their contact details, and that's all I used to do was fucking badger him. And this is like even before the Crows, even like when we got together with the Crows and everything, we'd all be like, check this album out. We used to play it on tour. Such a great record, that one. Honestly, it's such brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I'm very proud of that album. And you know, it's funny because it sits, for me, it's chalk and cheese to what I've done in the Darkness. You know, it's completely different to me. It's so quite often it picks up people who like don't necessarily haven't really enjoyed the Darkness to some extent, or it's been a bit too much for them. But they tend to really like that album. You know, it's weird. It's like anyway, but I'm incredibly proud of that album. It was the first time I got to really really get a chance to realize some production stuff that I wanted to do. I mean, basically that is the sound of me getting to know my studio and having a chance to really get to grips with a load of techniques that I just hadn't had time to do before. So like, put it this way, when it came to actually putting my lead guitar parts on that, I was a mess, because I was just the producer of that record and engineer, and that was it. And then suddenly I had to step up and put solos on it all, and I just I fucking meltdown at one point. It was like, because it sounded so good without it, and then I'd basically pretty much forgotten how to play guitar, or realised that I'm a rhythm guitarist, and now but Richie's just done all the rhythm guitar, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah. It was that was a tough moment for me, but yeah, I'm really incredibly proud of how it turned out. It's but it's nowhere as good as the one we did after that. But it's a shame that one didn't come out. But it will be soon, I'm sure.
It has to come out, Dan. It has to come out, mate. Yeah, I think everybody's.
It's absolutely fucking mind blowing. It's unbelievable. It's just, I can't even describe it really. But it's funny because during lockdown, made another Darkness record, and someone had been bugging me for years is that I hadn't got that off my desk. Not to kind of like belittle it at all, but I always felt bad about the fact that I broke the band up essentially because the Darkness reformed, and I needed to do that. I needed to be with my brother again, and my first love. So but it always was just, I never felt proud about how it all kind of how I just ditched it and walked away, and before it was mixed. So we left it where all the tracking was done, and we were in negotiations with the label with a label to put it out, and then the Darkness reformed, and then Bush reformed, and then it was gone. Yeah. And it was never mixed. So I mean, the guys never even heard what I'd done on it, right? Because all the backing tracks were done, apart from, as usual, me putting my solos on last, where I would basically like take that hat off and try and put this one on and keep that one on my shoulder or whatever. And so they hadn't even heard it. So when the mixes started coming through this summer, and I would just be sitting back just going, fucking hell, my God, listen to that. And then I'll send it to the guys and they'll be like, fucking hell, what have we done here? And it's just it's crazy. It's crazy how it all worked out. We are at some point going to release it. The thing is, the trouble is, my priority is the Darkness, obviously.
Yes.
But there's lots of bands do kind of like different things, Dave Gold's got all sorts of stuff on the go. Lots of bands, kind of projects and whatnot, and we're all grown up and we're all friends. This is the thing. We're all really good mates, and we're all of the past grievances, if there were any, have gone, and everyone knows what the sketch is. It's just finding the time for it to be the right time. And you kind of my management is looking at this piece of work and going like, okay, that's fantastic, what we're going to do with that? And so, well, it's going to have to be when I'm not doing something Darkness fight. And then it's like, when the fuck's that going to be? So who knows? I don't think it would get a proper release at some point, but it would probably take us taking a break to do it, I think. So there leaves the question of whether we should just put it out there and let the world have it, literally just give it away, or whether we should, or whether we just wait, because you just never know what's going to happen. I'm not saying that the darkness will split up, because they won't. You know, it will take one of us to die or do something else. You know, probably, but you never know. You know, you just never know where you know, like Justin might be burnt out, want to do something else. He might want to do a side project, and when he wants to do something, he generally does it. You know, so you know, who knows what's going to happen with that. But
I think that's the cool thing that you've got it there. You've got it there. It's, you know, it's not going anywhere.
Have you heard any of it yet? Has he played anything to you? Look at that. Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Then I sound like I sounded like I was like building. I might like be like mystifying it a bit to build it up.
We're your biggest advocates.
How good the album sounds is a big problem, actually. It's like, it's a real issue.
It's a massive problem. I mean, there's you know, all of us in the band love album number 1. And yes, we've heard a couple of treats, because obviously you know, he said, you wouldn't believe it, because I just happened to text him and said, for fuck's sake, when's album 2 happening, and when are you guys gonna do something? And I always send that text. I don't know how many times a year, like, you know, a day. Yeah, a day. But it's just it's a nice position for yourself to be in, because, you know, we're going to talk about the brand new record, and you've been super successful. You're in a band with your brother as well, and that's an incredible band. Is keeping on making waves. So I completely get, you know, the fan in me wants you to do the Stone Gods album 2 and do a full run, full tour and everything. But the business head, we completely understand, like, you know, everything has to be right in this world. And
yes, you know? And no, I mean, I kind of just think it's literally just a matter of time. It's like, you know, like I've talked to my brother about it, you know, like he knows it's mixed and it's done. And
has he heard it?
No one's heard it apart from you two and the band, I think, probably, and my wife.
Thank you very much.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's honored. Yeah, that's honored.
You know, so it's kind of one of those. So, you know, who knows what will happen? I said to him, look, you know, maybe at some point, because we're not talking about like a restart of a career, really. No. It's just a matter of just be nice to get it out there. So I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be great just to do like, you know, just a small run up and down the country, you know, maybe like a Hot Leg Stone Gods double headliner, and just put it out and job done. You know, it would be enough. I think it'd just be nice to like put a draw a line under it in a really cool way. But fucking who knows what's gonna happen. There's also part of me just wants to just stick it under the bed, because, you know, I don't think it's not losing value. It's definitely gaining. I would have thought, because the further away from I don't know. I just think it's going to be great when it happens. But finally,
yeah, it'll be fab. And they're great guys as well. Like I said, they're absolutely fabulous. And yeah, we had Richie on. He was just such a character, mate. He was full of beans. And I think the world of him, honestly. They've just always kept in touch, always championed us as well. And like I said, just an album that it's in our collection, man. It'll never go away, like, you know. So
it's nice. It's nice, and I'm very proud of that record.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the next one will come out at some point. There's no way it can't, because too much went into it, really. You know, that's a good, as I say, there's a good year and a half of four blokes lives, you know.
Yeah, no, I love that, Dan. And talking about producing as well, you've got this.
Look at that.
Look at that artwork. We were on about the artwork, honestly, before you came on. It's stunning, mate. It's absolutely stunning.
It's Jim Fitzpatrick-esque. I don't know if you know who Jim Fitzpatrick is. Do you? No. He did a lot of the artwork for Thin Lizzy. It's all like kind of hand drawn and stuff. That he didn't do that. This lady Kiara did that, but that's why I love it, because it reminds me of Jim Fitzpatrick's work.
That's very cool.
And it looks like it's got an alien penis. The first thing you notice is that.
I didn't want to say that. I
was going to.
Good man. Yeah, because I was like, there's a bit of Geiger to it. Because I was like, is that a cock?
First thing you say, like, is that a cock? And like, no, that's fine.
Yeah, if you look in the left, I thought there's like a metaphor, because if you look over in the left, it looks like a cock, and there's a ring on her as well. So it's like, you see with the bolt, cock ring.
Cock ring.
But what I loved about this front cover, man, and genuinely, it took me back to like when we started buying vinyls, like in my teens, and I was buying Ducky and really exciting covers where you're looking at every element of it. It's not just fucking black with whatever. Do you know what I mean? There's so much going on. And like I said, I was looking at, over in the right hand corner. I'm like, well, what's that up to? Is that a bit cheeky by there? What's going on by there? Like, so it's fabulous. It's fucking great artwork. Can't beat that when it's great artwork with a band as well, like,
And man, the single, I cannot get that guitar riff out of my head. I had a 5-hour trip up to Manchester today.
Oh yeah.
And I just had it playing all the time, and then I knocked it off and started listening to a podcast, and that's all I had in my head. It was brilliant. Oh, no. Love it.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's funny. It's that I recorded that twice, maybe even 3 times for this record. And first time I recorded it, I fucked the drum sound up because I was trying something completely different. I can't stop experimenting. It's the bane of my life. I don't know why I can't just go, right, okay, we know this works. Let's just go with this. I just can't do it. I just hit the self-destruct button. Anyway, I was experimenting way too much, and so because the drum sound didn't work out on that, I literally leveled my studio and rebuilt it because I didn't like where I realized I wasn't going to get the drum sound out of it that I wanted to get, and so I started again, and subsequently with the new studio, all the drum sounds were just like a million times better from there on. And then, but this one, we'd already tracked it, and it was like, so when I came to mix it, fucking hell, it's a disaster. It took fucking ages. And I've tried 10 different approaches. I've spent, honestly, best part of 2.5 months trying to mix that fucking song. And then I was just like, well, I'm sorry, guys. Just, we've got to re-record it. And bless their hearts, they actually did it. They did that for me. They were like, they trusted me enough to do that. So we re-recorded it right at the end of the album. I mean, this is after mixes have gone out of this, the whole album with that as the album. I was like, no, everyone back in, let's do it again. and it worked out. And that funny that guitar line that you're singing there, the open, like almost I don't know, it's got like a
it's almost like an Egyptian sort of
it's oh god, what was a band, the Ra Ra Rasputin?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why can't I think of their band?
Someone in the program needs to know.
Quick, someone get Man the Helm.
Man the Helm, is it?
No, don't remember. That's going over a band. We are Man the Helm.
That's a fucking great band name. That's a great band name. There we go. Here's another side project. Boney M. There we go.
Boney M. Thank you. That'd be Yacht Rock, wouldn't it? Sorry.
Man the Helm.
Yeah. So I did Boney M thing. So that came in right at the very end for the second recording of it. So that didn't. Right. So that the signature thing just didn't even exist until it was re-recorded for the millionth time. What was that?
Oh, that's mad. So if you hadn't have done it for the second time, that riff wouldn't have happened. That's what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Add off to you.
So there you go. These things happen for a reason, I suppose.
That's it, man.
And
for a minute there, it wasn't sounding like Boney M. Phew.
And is this the second album you've produced for The Darkness, or is there more, or have you always been in the producer's chair, or?
Yeah, so Hotcakes,
yeah,
comeback record, Last of Our Kind, with Open Fire and all that kind of stuff, produced and mixed that. That was the first album that I produced and mixed and engineered. And mixing's a really big, there's been a thing I've been working on for about a decade now, which I'm only finally kind of happy with my mixes. Well, you know, as happy as I could be on that day or whatever. But after that, I took a break because I had yet another child, and I couldn't face millions of enough. So I couldn't face going to the studio. And Adrian Bushby did that one and did a Pinewood Smile, that was. And then I came back on board for Easter Is Cancelled, and then this one as well. So I guess, yeah, I generally do it. Yeah. But you know, it wasn't. I've always loved doing it. I find it much easier producing other bands and artists than my own band, because it's for obvious reasons, you know. It's just something I've always wanted to do. Like on my national record of achievement from back in the day, on my final statement it says I would love to get on an audio engineering course and possibly become an engineer or even a producer in London. And that's my mindset at 16, you know. So I've always been obsessed with it, which is why I put my money into a residential recording studio and built it from the ground up when the band met.
Fantastic.
And why in my studio at the moment I've got a 57 channel SSL-E series that belonged to Genesis 2 weeks ago, which I've got to rebuild and build a studio around it that's big enough to house the bloody thing. Why? I told you I make my life difficult for myself, but
man.
How did you get that shipped over? That must have cost you a fortune.
I took it out the studio myself, yeah. So with about 5 other people. Well, actually 8. It was insane. The thing is unbelievably heavy. You just, let me show you a picture of it.
Yeah.
We're going old school here.
Incredible.
So the obsession really does run very deep, and I guess, I don't know, people can talk. You can tour forever, but I don't think I'll ever really sort of I'll ever shake the buzz of you know, when you're. That's my new baby.
Oh, Jesus, look at that.
You actually see that?
Wow,
yeah. You can see that, dude.
Oh, wow.
So is that the place you've taken it from?
Some people do, yeah. There's some Genesis have a studio in Surrey, and I'm very, very fortunate to have been able to buy that desk as they are taking that studio apart, and a load of outboard as well. So, but it's probably one of those things, isn't it? Like I've always like I've worked in a hybrid kind of way. Do you know? I don't know if you technically know.
Yeah.
So I basically worked on tape back in the day through Des, but I was straight out the gate with Pro Tools, and I've always worked like that. But the last album, this album I've just done, I mixed in the box. It's the first time I mixed in the box, and I was really surprised at how it sounded. You know, because I'd always, you know, mixed properly, I guess is the word, and for better or worse, because it's an absolute nightmare. Has its own challenges, but has a certain sound. So I switched to in the box because I was trying to downscale everything and simplify things, and I just wanted to see whether I could do it, whether it was possible for me to make a record I liked the sound of, it mixed entirely in the computer. And so almost exactly at the moment when the album was finished, and it was like, yeah, brilliant, I can do this. It was like, do you want to buy this mixing desk? Yeah, all right then. So,
Yeah.
I've got to build the physical studio around it, a new studio around it, because it's so big.
Wow.
But you know,
that's exciting though, dude. That's the something you love, isn't it? You know,
it is exciting, and you know, it's something it's my dream mixing console, really, you know. Yeah, that's my next project, really.
Fantastic.
When you listen, because you speak to some, you know, producers, engineers, etc., and when they mix something, especially a mixer, they sometimes like to take it to their car or a certain stereo, no matter how old that stereo is, because that's where they get a real nice bass line of where the track is sitting. Like, have you got that? I know we've got a bit geeky now, but is that something you do, or do you just sit in the studio and you know when you're happy? Like,
I'm all right in the studio. I have like 3 sets of monitors, and and I do tend to. I don't monitor on headphones so much. You know, I do always check it on headphones, but it's only to check it hasn't gone pear-shaped. I never reference, you know, balances on headphones, because I haven't found a pair that I think are actually accurate yet. But yeah, I think the most important thing is having a really great room to monitor in, and knowing your monitors. Like, you know, I have to. There's like 2 foot of insulation on the inside of my studio. It's pretty horrible, really. But it's essential, really, to know what you're listening to is actually what is actually happening. Yeah, it's I don't know. You get feel for frequencies over the years, don't you? As well, you know, I could talk in frequencies now, like, and you just know where things should sit, and that's half the battle as well. Like, I genuinely think, you know, I mix well on the speakers that I'm on, but I think I'd probably get away with it in most places unless it was an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Getting really techie though, I think if you're in a even slightly difficult room, the room measuring technology, like from people like Sonar works, where they adjust what's happening in your speakers to compensate for the room. I mean, that's completely changed. That's a game changer for me. You know, I don't second guess things anymore. I know that they're right, and it's you know, it's horrible when you're mixing and you think it sounds great, and then you take it somewhere, or you listen to it elsewhere, or it's like, and it's all bass, or like the snare drum that was kicking your ass.
Yeah.
And like, but it's amazing, like, you know, the how much of a difference it makes when what you're listening to is what is actually coming out of those speakers, you know.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm loving the new song. I mean, when is there any more singles coming out before the album is released, or?
I had a nice big Zoom about it today with video director and management and the band, and there's like there's loads more is going to be coming out, like one after the other. And it's like to the point where it's like, wow, are you sure? It's like, it's going to be this, and then it's going to be that, and then a video for this, and then a lyric video for that. It's like, yeah, why not? I think the idea is that just keep the output up and in your face right up until we go on tour, you know, and they're not putting the single that's going to have that we're going for radio on and making the mega video for. They're not putting that at the back end. They're going in with that next. So, you know, just hold your stomachs in time pretty soon.
Awesome. Yeah, well, it's going to be busy times for you. I know that, and I just pulled this tour up now, which it's massive, mate. That's a wicked tour, that is. And you've got Steve Harris with you as well from British Lion.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's an incredible tour. Fair play.
It's going to be a great tour. Do you know what? It's just so nice to actually know it's going to happen, because it was only a matter of weeks ago where we were pretty much holding our breath to see which way things went with when the COVID restrictions ended, because it could have completely gone the other way, and it's like, oh my god, actually, this is gonna happen. It's actually gonna happen, you know.
Yeah. How did you find that? Because what was your first one back? Was it Steelhouse, or did you have anything before Steelhouse? Or
it was Steelhouse, yeah.
Yeah. How did you find that? Because obviously, you know, we had one. Was it the night before? Was it Shane? Was that right? That was our first like full, you know, capacity back, and it was a bit like wow, fuck, you know.
It was cool, but it was I didn't enjoy it as much as the one we did like a week later in Finland. Not because the festival or the reaction or anything other than the fact that it was like you're just going, oh my god, people. It's like just really intense. Yeah. It was like just trying. I'm definitely really trying not to muck things up, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. I get really if I even hit like one bum note, I'm just like, I can't get it out of my head for the rest of the gig. It's like, and which is not ideal for me because I hit maybe 10 a gig. But so yeah, I probably hit a bum note early on, just put me on edge, and I don't know. I was just really nervous. I think, like weird. And then like when we played in Finland, because we got that show out of the way, it was like it was back to being couldn't care less anymore. Yeah, like I wanted it to be good, therefore I didn't enjoy it. It's a weird thing, isn't it? I find that's the battle, really. That's why I love touring, like because it becomes that thing of like you could have like the worst gig ever, and then by the end of the next night, you could have the best gig ever. Yeah. By the end of the second week, who cares? You don't even know what planet you're on. And people you're going to get what they get, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, that's why touring's so good, isn't it? Because you're not beholden. Because it's that thing, isn't it? The memory. I know exactly what you're saying about going all that way for a gig, and then like nothing happens from it, or it's a terrible gig, and then going all the way home again, and like dragging the equipment back to the lockup. You know, like it's just, and then you know, it's just such a big deal. Every gig's such a big deal, but I'd say that's probably the best thing about being in a touring band is like the fact that you can just do it again and again and again, so that you get out of that like nervousness of it, I suppose, you know, like worrying about what people think of it.
No, I love and do you guys kind of change anything on the fly as well? Because you know you proper plug in rock and roll. Is it like you know, like you said earlier, you do your rehearsals, you know what you're going to play, or can it change from night to night where it's like, oh, let's chuck that one in tonight, or
yeah, sometimes it's normally we normally have to drop songs because he's pissed around so much.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it'd be like just I'll be like just like looking at my watch going.
Won't be playing that one again tonight.
Yeah, I'll be having discussions with the crew, you know, about the match last night, and and he's like just off on one or something, you know, or you know, just kind of trying to. Sometimes so, yeah. So it's my job. I'm like the kind of, I wouldn't say captain. Like Justin's the centre forward, and I'm the captain. So like I'm the one like just going rallying around, like making sure. Yeah, we're going to need to drop one. We're always having to drop songs at Fezzies all the time because if we're having a good festival, we're going to drop 2 or 3 songs. You know, just
that makes sense. No, that makes perfect sense. After seeing you guys live, you know, that makes perfect sense. You know, because obviously it takes time. Yeah, when the crowd are behind you, and we happened in Steelhouse. It was incredible. Justin went off on one.
Yeah, it's funny when he goes off on one. It's just it's better than any music we could make. Yes. Really. This is just it's just funny, isn't it? It makes you laugh. He's just mucking about. It's a bloke just having a laugh. Who doesn't like that? You know? Yeah.
Class.
Well, it depends who the bloke is, really.
Yeah. But talking about obviously British Lion, Steve Harris, he likes his football. You like your football.
Yeah.
Your brother likes your football. Listen now. We got something planned here for you. Steelhouse Festival, Annas. It's a Crows versus Steelhouse Festival football game, charity game. And we know you and your brother are good footballers. We're wondering, there's an opportunity there if you want to play on our team.
Yeah, I'm losing you now.
We've been tapped up. We've been tapped up. Mikey and Max have tapped them up. They have.
Man.
I know. I'd love to do that. Yeah. Hey, listen, it's funny you said that. I played football on Sunday night, and I've basically been walking around for the last couple of days like I've shat myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that feeling when you've just gone for it. I mean, I literally got out of the car today and I had to use both hands to lift my leg out. It was like, it was like I turned up for the, no, that's not very PC.
Yeah, careful what you say.
The Olympics thing that's just going on there. But no, it was terrible, really. It's like, so yeah, I'm in.
Good, man.
Yeah, there we go. I love that. We haven't signed anything off yet, but we'll hit you up. We've been poaching players left, right, and centre. And we knew you play as well, so we'll give you the date, see if it marries up with your schedule, and I think you'll be up for it.
I'm up for it. I love a game of footy.
It'll be in a stadium as well. So we're going full hog with this. So we'll get all the details over to you, and we'll get the shirt. A big game player. Get the shirt over. Get the name on it.
What position do you play, Dan?
Depends, really. I like to think of myself as a centre back, but it depends. In six-a-side, I play centre back / centre forward. It's like
guitarist.
Yeah, exactly. Just can't help myself. I have to go for these sort of soaring runs, but central midfield, I suppose, is my
love it
game maker.
Oh. You're saying all the right things here, mate.
I should have been a pro, you see. That was my, forget this music stuff, I pretend to be interested in like my early life as a musician, but the whole time I was just trying to be a footballer. So
to be honest, this is the only reason why we got CrowCast, is to invite everybody to be footballers on our team.
Yeah, finally. So,
music. Yeah.
Exactly. We should have said that right from day one, and then we wouldn't have bored all these people. I wouldn't have bored all these people. I wouldn't have bored both of these people.
Do the boys still play as well? Because I know you've done like your soccer sixes and stuff like that. Do they still kind of dabble with it, or?
Yeah, well, Justin plays for a team in Switzerland.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Rufus only plays when we play, really, but he's really good. So yeah, we kind of we used to do the soccer sixes every year, and it sort of dropped off a bit recently. I don't know why, but probably because Justin's in Switzerland, so he can't make it most of the time. But yeah, I love a bit of footy.
Yeah, man.
Really do. It's like just I run a lot as well. I'm doing the marathon this year. I did the London Marathon a couple of years ago, and I've signed up for it again. It's in 6 weeks' time. I haven't started fundraising yet because I figure you've got to stop drinking before you start fundraising. But no, I'm worried about sort of injuries. So I'm just getting to that point where I can hit a half marathon at a really good time. So, but football's just brutal. I didn't feel in as much pain as I am now after a 40-minute game of 5-a-side on Sunday. After the last marathon I did. I mean, I don't remember having to sort of like, I don't know, lift my own legs out of a car.
Yeah.
We have the conversation about it constantly of it doesn't matter how much running you do on your own, for example, because you're doing your own pace and etc. and whatever. The moment you go on that football pitch, and depending on the momentum, we played Sunday, and there was a few younger lads playing Sunday as well, and the pace was a lot quicker. So yeah, I felt it Monday morning. I was literally walking around looking like I needed a shit constantly. It was.
It's 2 days after. It's always like the next day is all right. Well, it's not good, but it's like the second day, like the Tuesday. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking strapping up now. We're seing all the lads strapping up.
It's 20 minutes to strap up before you get on.
I've got nails for studs.
You're going to fit in well with us, I tell you.
Yeah, I love it, Dan. I love it, man. That's great.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Sorry if I've been waffling. But...
No, I loved it, mate. Man. Honestly, a lot of stuff we didn't know tonight, which is great. And thank you for sharing that with us. And looking at that Mammoth tour as well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a date there where we'll come and catch you.
We're not playing well. Oh, we are Cardiff Great Hall. Come on.
You are playing Cardiff Great Hall, and I thought you were doing another one in Wales as well. I'll have to check on that because I don't want to say it just in case it's not announced. It's one of those, I know. Otherwise, we'll definitely have a kick around with you and get the details over as well, man, for your marathon because we'll chuck some money in the kitty for you, dude.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, I'll basically stick it on my Instagram in the next couple of days. I've got one more run I need to do. Basically, I want to make sure I can. Once I'm up to 30K at a good time, then I know I'm not going to. I know I won't get injured. That's my mode of thinking. But that's when it can. That's when it can happen when it's at that point. So I've got that run coming up on Thursday, assuming that I'm not still walking around like I've shot myself. If that goes well, I'll be going live on my funding page. It's really inspirational stuff, isn't it? You can see a donation pouring in, can't you?
If I'm not walking like I've shit myself, you can donate.
It's to pay for that Genesis board, it is. I'm telling you
now. Brilliant, man.
Brilliant. So let's have a look at the tour dates. Again, so anybody want to catch the Darkness, incredible live band. There it is. Go get the tickets, man. Incredible band.
The Darkness, they're all right.
No, and brand new album as well.
Motorheart.
Yeah, brand new album. Motorheart released 15th of October.
We'll be selling Motorheart dildos in the shape of that thing on the left-hand side at the shows. So one of those. Come free batteries included.
Beautiful.
So it's good. Oh, they're for men, by the way.
It's started. 15th of October. Can't wait, Dan. We'll be buying the album, bud.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, man, and we'll catch you for a beer soon. All right.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm out of here.
Take care, man.
Thank you, Dan. Take care, man.
There we go, Dan Hawkins, legend, super humble, super guitarist, incredible. He's talented, man. Songwriter, producer, he can do it all. I love how much the producer love-hate thing he's got going on. No, it stresses him out, but he loves it. I love that.
It's incredible, and as you said, mate, Motorheart is out 15th of October. We'll put some links up in the chats, and it'll be all over the socials. As Dan said, they're going to be busy over the next couple of months, so you'll see all sorts of shenanigans from the camp. And we've signed another couple of players, hopefully, for the big match. We'll get him over the details. He'll be hooked when he hears what we got planned. Great footballer as well, mate. We should have said that, actually. We've actually seen him play.
Yeah.
We scouted him a few years ago. And, I remember because I think we were at that soccer 6. And he was a cracking player, fair play. So, yeah, if we can hook him and a couple of the other boys as well, we're building a good squad, but
yeah. I'm so looking forward to it. I can't tell you. Probably more so than gigs right now because I need Mikey and Max to see where we are. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I need them to understand what they're dealing with. And the fact that we're getting, pretty decent footballers in now, just to enhance the team even more, is we need another video to take a piss of Steelos. Right, hang on, I got one.
You got one,
I got an idea. Keep talking, son. Bring the crews in.
Keep talking. Let's bring the boys in, is it? Let's bring in Shiner, and we've got a Lloyd. We haven't got a Dave tonight, sorry, guys. But we still got Lloyd and Shiner. How are you doing, boys?
Still trying to get over the dildo joke that Dan just made. That's for men.
It's fab, man. I mean, like I said, great guy, great band, such a great, incredible history. It's unbelievable. The things that they've achieved is it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I really like that desk shiner, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I wanted to play on that one. I did. What did you say? It was an SSL, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some leave preamps and he'd be right at home.
Yeah.
Spending his money for him, like. Tell you what, by 48 leave preamps, you'd be right.
Oh no, it's awesome. They like I said, they were a band you can't ignore the achievements that they did. Like, it's incredible. And Stone Gods as well. We got to speak about them, which was brilliant.
I can remember that first record of theirs, Permission to Land, coming out. It just took the UK by storm, man.
Yeah.
It was just everywhere. It was everywhere. Yeah. You turn the radio on, I Believe in a Thing Called Love was on there. It's just everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Kind of like this chord right now. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's fucking everywhere.
Oh, it's brilliant. I'm just borrowing some time. Did you get that video? I think I know what Mr. Greenall's up to, but yeah. Did you get that video?
I'm trying.
You're trying, you. There we go. I love that. Yeah, you noticed that with the football end, did you, Shine?
Yeah, so if we got an old team altogether, boys, I've lost count now altogether.
Well, we can't release the full squad yet because obviously
we've lost count.
Yeah, there are a few. I'm not going to lie, there are a few. There's a couple that we haven't announced yet, which are pretty good as well. Like, so,
I tell you what we missed out on. Went on a free. We missed out on Messi. Bad shout out.
I know.
Well, I don't think he's getting a team, but
no.
We get back the cat to roll in the ball and just go.
Yeah. It'd be great now because obviously the date haven't been confirmed yet. Like, so look at that. Lynn Parry's come up with a great idea. Then I love that, Lynn. Could be a full tournament.
Oh no, that's not do I.
I do love a tournament, though. I love knockout.
I know. When she put that up, then I was a bit like, "Oh, do you know what?
Knockout football.
Fucking in it to win it, though. I'm not gonna
lie.
Know,
that's the thing, boys. We all know what we like. If we don't win that,
burn the place. Fucking burn it.
The owners love that.
Back for that one.
Whoa! How many have we got? More than a team's worth. Yeah, just a few. John Hill, you got some dodgy ringers. Yeah, you got some fucking dodgy.
So have you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun day, John.
Can't wait to see John Hill in his rigger boots. Charlie Farley as well.
Yeah, he might be in goals with them gloves on, but
yeah. Oh, can you imagine that? They've chucked Charlie in goals. That'd be fab, I would. Fucking hell, we won't have to do much.
Yeah.
No, we just give him beer. Fill his water bottles with beer. Crow beer.
He'd be putting on our shit. Come half time, fuck, hey boys. Hey. Here we are. John Mitch is keeping count. Don't tell him, John. 86 players on the team so far. All right.
2 minutes each.
We're not far off there. We've done 74 episodes, and there's quite a lot of guests we've asked to play football. And they do come with other players as well. So, like Dan said then, Rufus is pretty tasty. If we get
up to 90, everyone gets a minute each.
Keeps it fresh, Floyd, doesn't it? Keeps it fresh.
Oh, fuck, I don't get much fresher than that.
Jesus, fucking hell. Commentators sound like he's doing a fucking horse racing, wouldn't it?
Get Dave on that. Even though he might bust up the robot.
Yeah, well, are we close to this video, Mr. Greeno?
No,
or is
we're not. It's a no-goer.
There we are. That'll be for another CrowCast. Yeah. It's all good. It'll be worth it when it's uploaded. I think I know what he's on about. So yes, some more training, won't it? Is that am I on the right track? Yes, we have some more footage of training, but we will show that on a later CrowCast. So Lloyd, looking forward to the castle on the weekend, mate?
Oh, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be a bloody good one.
It is upon us. China boy, you looking forward to it?
Oh, I am, but like we were on about earlier, on what amps with me, so I'm looking forward to my wall. So you boys know what I'm on about.
Oh, yes.
They don't over there.
Yeah, so for anybody watching, we start pre-production tomorrow, which is great. We'll get in a room.
The Great Wall of China, that is brilliant.
Yeah. It can only get bigger from here, but
it's another fucking Photoshop moment, isn't it? The Great Wall of China.
Fuck, I.
Yeah.
Writes itself, man. So yeah, really looking forward to the weekend. Busy week ahead of us as well, so we're not going to drag too long. Should we have some birthdays and shout outs?
Yes, let's do that. Starting off with quite a few actually, boys. Hiya Crows, it's our 25th wedding anniversary this Tuesday, 24th of August. The time has passed so quickly. Please tell my gorgeous wife Leanne that I love her now more than ever. Highs, lows, laughters and tears. I wouldn't change a single second. I am so grateful that she's put up with me all this time. We will be up on London for a few days, seeing the sights and taking in some shows as part of our celebration. So we'll miss CrowCast as it happens, but we'll catch up on the way home next day. While she's in a good mood from this, ask her, can I have my Crow CD back? We can't wait to see you guys at the castle. It's going to be epic. Thank you so much. Keep giving us laughter, banter, hope, and fun as we go through this crazy times. Steve Davis. That's awesome. Steve Davis and Leanne, congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Happy 25th wedding anniversary.
And give the CD back.
Yeah. B got in touch. Can you please give Shell Harris a massive happy birthday? It was a birthday on Sunday, the 22nd. Hashtag Crow Sister. Hashtag Squeezy Hands.
Happy birthday,
Shell.
Happy birthday, Shell.
David Bryan, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday,
David.
Josanna, it was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Paul Hazza Harrison, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dave Wisby, it was his birthday yesterday. Hope you had a good day, Dave. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Brad Marr of Massive, it was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brad.
Brad.
G'day. Happy birthday to Baz from Mahusive Wagons. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Baz.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bazza.
Alan Thomas. Hey, Shank, any chance you could do me an early birthday shout out tonight for my partner in crime, Sarah Beals? It's her 50th on the 3rd of September, and we go on holiday this Saturday, so won't be able to tune in next week. Hope you all have an awesome show at Cardiff Castle, and we'll see you in Leeds with the Wild Hearts. Happy birthday, Sarah. The next week.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday for next week.
It's Bruce Fleming and his wife Kathleen's 30th wedding anniversary today. Congratulations, guys.
Happy anniversary.
And lastly, boys, as we all know, and I'm sure the Crow family do too, we're extremely sad to hear about the passing of Paula Yeats. Crazy. We literally saw it on like the last two recent Crow gigs. And to hear this news so soon after those shows was a complete and utter shock. Sending huge love from us and all the Crow family to Paula's family. So sad, and we sent flowers and stuff and a card. Hope you guys are okay, and yeah, we're here if you need us, if we can do anything. And that's all the shout outs.
Massive fan of CrowCast as well, and this was one of her favorite segments as well, because she actually won a prize from this as well,
very recently. Yeah,
very recently. So
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
This week, the prize is some coffee and a Crow mug. And that's been passed forward by one of the members of the Crow family. Again, generosity is unreal. And the lyric is this: can you hear the sirens calling? Can you hear the sirens calling? What's the next line? Go.
The best.
The best.
The best.
The best music all day long. Crow Radio. Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Oh, we get to do a bit of Crow Radio, Shine. While Lloyd and Shane are waiting for the answer over there, have a little look of this week's playlist, which is a mixture of Darkness and Stone Gods. Wrap your eyes around this little beauty. Look at that one, Shine.
As Dave would say, but tunes there, but tunes.
Tunes, isn't it?
Tunes.
Absolute tunes. Can you read that off the screen? For some reason, it's gone blurry on mine.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's blurry my side as well.
Blurry for you. Lloydo, are you any good at that? Can you see that?
No, it's blurry as well.
It has, hasn't it? It's gone a bit blurry.
No, it's gone smaller as well.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Well, Laser Eyes is on it. Here he goes.
Come on.
Da, 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 da. What's the first track there, Shane?
First track there, boys, is I Believe in a Thing Called Life by The Darkness.
Good friends, The Darkness, just signed for the Crows football team.
Tune.
Second song,
also by The Darkness, Love Is Only a Feeling. Drifting away. Track 3, The Darkness, Growing on Me. Yes, you are.
Oh, this is their brand new track coming up.
Motorheart by The Darkness.
Next track, One Way Ticket. Can see that one.
Oh, go on in.
I beat you then. I can't see the next one. Oh.
Track 6 is Open Fire by The Darkness.
I got number 7, Friday Night by The Darkness. Got number 8, Get Your Hands Off My Woman.
Didn't touch
Off
it.
my bird.
Aye. Number 9. Anyone want to shout out number 9?
Black Shark.
I've worked out this is like an eye test. You know, when you go from up to down, it's what you can actually see and what you're guessing at. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Number 10, I'm going to say Giving Up. Am I right?
It is.
Excellent, Brucey Bonus. That's by The Darkness, our new friends and football mates. Number 11, Burn the Witch, Stone Gods. That is a tune. Absolute tune. So blast in the car, that one. Number 12, You Brought a Knife to a Gunfight, Stone Gods. Number 13, Don't Drink the Water, Stone Gods. And number 14, Start of Something, which I love that track. And we've said it many times on CrowCast. It's a tune that when we're traveling to the Scotland long journeys, we've had it on in the background. And I don't know, it just gives you that uprise, that great feeling, and just gets I don't know, it's just that Road Warrior theme tune, isn't it? But you love that, Lloyd, don't you, when it comes on?
It is, man, it is. I always like listening to it when, say, like we've done a tour and we come home and I spend a night with Sam and have a few beers and stick out on. I'm like, fuck yes.
Yes.
So job done, you know what I mean?
This is a mixture of The Darkness and Stone Gods tracks, which are available at Crow Radio, which is on our Spotify playlist. And as Angie Parrish has just put up, you just got to click the green heart. Click the green heart. And I can see everybody going for it now. Faith, there you go. Emma Ashcroft. I love it. Don't forget to click the green heart. That's what it's all about. It took us about 60 episodes to get bloody Dave to say that, wasn't it?
Don't need him no more, but don't need him.
Don't need him anymore. We got your segment and we got the green heart. I love that. Janie Walker, get that green heart. Bevis, let's have the full Stone Gods album up there, boys. We did do that before.
Yeah.
So that's why we did the mixture this time.
Special, wasn't it?
But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if we could squeeze another Stone Gods member on the CrowCast, just to talk about that album again.
And get him on the football team.
And get him on the football team. That's true. I'll have to find out about Richie, but there's a good shout for there. Mr. Richie Edwards. I'll have to ask him. That's not a bad shout, Mr. Greenall. Get him on. Talk a little bit more about Stone Gods as well. Possibly that second album dropping.
I'm thinking that's a perfect centre-half partnership there.
Yeah.
They know each other well.
It writes itself. Yeah. There we are. Just write that down. Well done.
I'm doing the formation, but
I'm loving that.
Alex is off up there, boy.
Alex, what's he?
Alex Ferguson up there.
Yeah, he's got it down.
All right,
so yeah, guys.
Shankly.
No. If you head over to our Spotify page, click the green heart. There's a mixture between The Darkness and Stone Gods. Get that in your ears and enjoy it this week. That was Crow Radio. Have we got a winner?
Yes, we have.
Excellent.
The lyric was, "Can you hear the sirens calling?" The lyric that followed was, "Curtain call, your final warning." Who is the winner? You're going to put it up. Lynette Hill. Congratulations, Lynette.
Well done, Lynette.
You have won some coffee and a coffee mug. Send us your address and we'll get it out to you. Basically, you got to tell us as well what coffee you like. Cafetiere, filter,
beans,
espresso,
the beans,
the one in the glass jar.
You tell us what you want and we'll sort that out for you. Congratulations. My facts.
Go. Now he's not here.
No.
But he sent us in a little video. Shall we have a little look?
Okay, here we go. Did you know that the Rock's beard in Hercules was actually made from testicle hair?
It's just fucking a matter with him.
Motherfucker. Oh, no.
Ronnie loves The Rock as well, doesn't he?
I love The Rock. I didn't know he got pubes on his face. Fucking hell.
That's a lot of pubes, isn't it?
That's a lot of pubes. Let's have a look at that again.
Okay, here we go. Did you know that the Rock's beard in Hercules was actually made from testicle hair?
So what's Dave's beard made of it?
From the same person or multiple people's testicles hairs?
It's one hairy guy if it's from one person.
That's that's a couple of years worth.
That's I don't know what to say to that. I love The Rock.
Someone commented, "Is Dave auditioning for the X-Files?"
I know, in black and white. I know.
Anthony Flynn.
A load of bollocks.
Literally. A lot of bollocks here.
Oh, man. Complete and utter bollocks. That's rocked my world. That's genuinely rocked my world, that has. Unbelievable.
It can't be true.
Well, every time I watch, he's fucking wrecked that film for me, haven't he? Every time I watch it now, I'm just going to think he's got a fucking ball hair on his face, isn't it?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Somebody got some really cold testicles somewhere, though, haven't he?
Yeah, that can't be true. He used to do this back in the day, didn't he? He used to he'd throw like a bollocks out there, but literally a bollocks, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be a fact, like. So is that actually true?
No,
anyone in the chat room, is that a real fact?
It can't be, man.
No. Not having it.
Dave told us, man, it's all the shit, man.
Can you smell what's on the Rock's chin? Fucking hell.
I'm waiting for Dave to pop up and decide to actually tell us the truth.
Oh, wow. No way. Oh, I don't know if I want to. It's true. The Rock admitted it.
Where?
Google says yak testicles.
Okay, that's different. We all thought it was men's testicles, did we not?
That is correct.
A yak's testicles. How hairy is the yak's testicles? That's what I want. Get a picture of a yak's testicles on the screen right now, full screen.
We need a yak. Can we get a yak up?
It's a very hairy fucking. Well, the looks of it, it's something quite hairy, Shine.
Yeah.
You don't know what a yak is, do you, Shine?
No. Never come across one of them.
Come back.
Take out the papers and the trash.
Yakety yak, hairy sack. Okay, now. Oh, good God. Hang on. Let me see.
Ah, right.
Oh, okay. I would have called that a policy.
That is quite hairy. So, yeah. I'm trying to look at his testicles. Zoom in on the testicles.
We want to see those testicles. That's done me, Anaz.
He's hairy. Fair play.
Great fact. Well done, David. Wherever you are.
I'm just relieved it's not men's testicles and it's a yak testicles.
Yes.
Good play.
It's a good beard. And so is the rocks as well. Castle End Sunday, boys. New merch. Just a reminder, anybody who's tuned in late, look at that. These will be available at Cardiff Castle. Some of the merch that will be available at Cardiff Castle. Look at all of this. All available on Sunday. And there's the limited edition t-shirt, which will only be available Sunday, I do believe. So yeah, man, exciting times. Yet again, just a reminder, anybody who wants to come to the castle, keep an eye out. There has been people throughout the last couple of weeks who've been busting for tickets. If you can direct them to the fan page, if there's any going spare, rather than just thinking, well, don't worry about it, I can't go. There are so many people who want to go, so just make them aware of where they can get the tickets from. That would be fab. I don't know what that was. I didn't want to look behind because the fucking yak had come in.
To be honest,
Dave trying to get in.
It sounded like with the dog, did it?
Spit the dog. So yeah, if anybody can make them aware on the fan page, and yet again, looking forward to seeing everybody Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner shiner.
This one is especially for Dave, and especially because he's not here to defend himself. So when you all see him Sunday, you can remind him. Right, okay. So we're all given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Dave, that's especially for you, my friend.
He's got an abundance, that boy.
It's not a little bit, but...
Jesus Christ.
Love our shine. Well done, bud. Thank you, Crow family. Thank you for watching. This has been CrowCast, episode 74 with Dan Hawkins. We will hopefully see the majority of the Crow family in Cardiff Castle this Sunday, but for those who haven't got a ticket, we will catch you next Tuesday, live at 9 on CrowCast, episode 75. Please stay safe and look after each other. No star.
I'm not giving up. I'm not